This is a solenoid for this safe. It's controlled by a keypad. It gets voltage, and then this little flipper unlocks. Well, what happened is someone tried to get into this safe, and this is the inside, they knocked off and broke the little keypad. So this was still here, locked. I took a magnet and unlocked this, and I'm going to let it go. And now it's locked. This fits in here. This flipper holds this bracket, so you can't slide this pipe out, this locking tube. This top one is not locked, usually. See that flipper? Keeps this from moving around. Make sure it goes in this way. This keeps this whole thing from sliding back all the way when you want to unlock. Some people, after they knock off the keypad, they see through the hole where the keypad is the solenoid. On newer, cheaper safes, you can punch this out. And if you do that, then this is unlocked. You can open the safe. This, however, is tied in with this metal plate to this one. This one has a cool thing where it has this tether, which keeps tension on this wire cable. This is always unlocked unless the tension is released on this. And if you see up there, now that one locks. So even though we've removed the solenoid by punching it out, losing tension on this locks that. So then you would have to pull this down, and then you could open the safe. Now the safe is unlocked. Let it lock. And that secondary safety is locking this top one. This bottom one is then unlocked because the solenoid was removed. What other people do is they'll cut a hole in the bottom, and you take these 4 bolts out if you can reach them, which you probably can't. But if you do, then that lets this entire bar, round bar, and this metal plate flip around. Then you can pull it out, up, and out that way, and it'll unlock this side. Then this one, you have to undo these two, then take this bracket out, assuming this is still in place. And then once this bracket is out, this bracket is what catches this little flipper. Then you can slide this bar by itself, since it's not tied into this bar, through this plate anymore. If you get a safe like this and you have it open, for $50, you can buy a new keypad, which comes with a wire, and a new solenoid. And you just install it. Then you have a brand new $600 safe. You know, people throw these out. They're open, or they're cut a hole. You know, if they have a hole in the bottom, well, weld the plate onto the bottom. And if there's a hole on the bottom, that's why manufacturers and insurance companies recommend you bolt these to your floor so people can't get in through the bottom. This safe wasn't bolted to the floor. Had nice big mounting holes in the bottom. So theoretically, someone, I guess, could get at some of this. Although this whole plate is a cover, which was held on by only 2 Allen screws. Regular old Allen screws. So it was just kind of neat seeing how this worked. And it was just unusual because only the bottom is locked. Unless you pop this out, then only the top is locked. Kind of cool. And then when this is in there, this tether, safety tether, actually fits into there like that. You pull it down, it's unlocked. It's on there with a screw, and then this top bar is always unlocked. It's never locked unless either this gets punched out from the outside, or if this tether here breaks. And if this tether here breaks, then you have to basically destroy the safe to get in, because, or try to break this out and then fish that open, which that would take you probably weeks, days, weeks, months. And rubbing the magnet, here's the magnet. That's a pretty strong magnet in there. It's actually 4 little ones. And then if you get it just right, the flipper, see it's locked. And then if you manipulate it, sometimes it'll go right away. Sometimes it'll take like 2 or 3 minutes of flipping around. And what it's doing is just actuating with a magnet the electromagnetic solenoid inside there, which is a thin metal pin. Almost as thin as like a mechanical pencil lead. And that's all that's keeping this from opening. So, and that little pin is hollow because it has a spring inside. So really, this would be tied in to this ties in and is held by the handle, the opening handle, and this bracket. This bracket presses on that flipper. Well, if you get a, say, a 6-7 foot fence post pipe, pull on this, so that bracket pulls on this flipper. That flipper, again, just being held in with a very thin hollow metal tube with a spring in it. Normally, that gets hit with a DC magnet on the inside, and it pulls that pin in out of the way, so it unlocks it. Then when you cut the power, it flips back out. That pin is so tiny in there. It's kind of funny, but they actually help you along by you notice the handle is mounted upward, which means depending where this is, if it's in like a bedroom or a closet, you can put a 6, 7, maybe even 8 foot post on this, leverage that, and break the teeny tiny little pin in there, and then the safe is open. Because remember, all you'd be doing is breaking a pin inside this. So that would unlock the bottom post, whereas the top lock is never locked unless this is physically bashed out, releasing the tension on that little cable. So always unlocked unless that's removed. This is locked, but it's only held in place by a teeny tiny little metal pin, a hollow pin, in fact, that you can defeat with leverage or battery or magnet.